I met a Gypsy.
And now begin to build out what that can look like for the fans around the world that want to engage in Supercross.
Yeah.
And because whilst that 500 million is somewhat soft, in that we both know that turning on 500 million fans is not plausible. What is there are 10 to 15 race markets around the world where I'm really confident I can put 30 to 40,000 fans in the stadiums.
Yeah.
And just from its absolute binary level, if there is a sport that is able to do that, then that sport has the right to go out and explore being a world championship. And I know that's a term that people
very loaded term in our industry.
It gets fired up. So let's call it for the sake of my view is we are the FIM World Championships and we need to own that.
Yeah.
And we are accredited in being so. And I pay money to sanction that. And I recognise that the term world culturally has different impacts in different sports in different places around the world. I'm going to own it here as well, that I appreciate that we are not the best series in the world. And let's look at those nuances. That the best racing is a championships is currently taking place here in the domestic championships in America.
But they also aren't racing in the world.
Yeah.
So I think that there's two ways that you can look at.
That's why I say cultural.
Yeah, exactly. So there's I agree with you on this point. So I will agree that the best racing in the world of Supercross happens in America.
Yeah.
But America isn't the world
Yeah.
in the actual geographical
Sense.
definition of it. And if you have a championship that's going all over the world, that has a claim for being called the World Championship.
And then the responsibility I have is once I've built the ecosystem or the theatres, shall we say, then the responsibility is to put the best possible content within those theatres.
Yeah.
And, I recognise the past. I also recognise the loaded nature of what we're talking about. But again, if I have a very clear vision of building an ecosystem that helps manufacturers sell more bikes, and I've got a market where I know that I can put 30 to 40,000 fans, and I can service that by a wider digital ecosystem that can service across all of the diversity of dirt bikes, then I think I can have some fun in taking some of the best riders around the world to compete for that World Championships.
Yeah.
And our current world champions from the three so far, recognising what the series has been in the past, is, Kenny's pretty good, Eli's pretty good, Max has got a red plate, in 250 right now. Right now, I know they've been out there on their own, and the responsibility is that this should not be an exhibition tour for those world champions. And I recognise that it was Eli versus Ken last year to a certain extent.
And Vince.
And Vince.
Abu Dhabi.
And
Vince really got in there, didn't he?
And that's indicative of where we've been and some of the work that I've been doing in this period of time, both running through last season and this season, is how that we can improve that.
Yeah.
And to the loaded nature of the humble disruptor, shall we call it, what we're not trying to do is compete. I believe that we can be supplementary and complementary. If we're really good at taking this sport around the world, more people will engage in the sport in America.
Oh, for sure.
And, we're never going to race May to June. So there's always, if we can go and create more fans in Argentina from Buenos Aires that then turn around, and we saw what happened in Cordoba this weekend, MXGP's turning on that audience fantastically well. If I can turn the Supercross audience on and the next time they turn around and go, I want to keep watching that guy, and he's racing in the US and there's 17 options for me to listen to in Spanish on an OTT network via Monster Supercross, then I've made some dollars for people. Again, I just believe that there's an ecosystem here where we can build value for everyone.
Yeah.
I absolutely appreciate lots of people don't agree with me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be that's
100%.
It's the challenge that you guys are going to have.
Correct.
Going forward.
And by its nature, the disruption so far has done, and again, under a different guidance and management, but the disruption of the idea has created opportunity for some. Whether you like it or don't like it, SMX is here. And SMX, I think, World Supercross had a part to play in the creation of SMX. That has almost certainly got riders paid more money. And, it's in similar conversation we're seeing with golf right now. Nobody's necessarily won, but there has been opportunity where some people have come out better from this. And I think the fans of service would say, right now, some of the best racing that we've ever seen at 250 and 450 taking place in the US because of the quality of riders and the depth of the fields. Now, if we put SMX on top of that and we see what's happening with Fevre and Tim and Ramon in MXGP, and you then look at what we're trying to do rest of the world, what an opportunity for being fans right now. And what an opportunity to inspire the youth of tomorrow to go, this sport is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's what excites me. That's why I'm here. That's why I've come from a different sporting background and seen the opportunity that's here, which is that, yes, there are holes in my Supercross and motocross knowledge that's littered all around. And my responsibility as a leader of organisation is to make sure that I put people around me that can get it.
Yeah.
And I can help with the things that potentially come from a slightly different approach. And it's quite a cool time to be involved in the sport.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see, like, I mean, I was pretty vocal about the whole SMX thing and the World Supercross being a huge part of that. And you know, they'll say it was been in the works for a while, and it very well may have been, but it was very accelerated, and it really came in at the exact same time, and that was great. And I was also critical of like the playoffs in general, but it's great.
Sure,
I've been to them; they're awesome. I loved the extra racing. The fans loved the extra racing. You know, like even when the SMX started this year, I was like, dude, I'm actually
pumped.
Fucking stoked.
Yeah, and like, that's what playoffs should be, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited for these 3 rounds. And then it stopped and I was like,
yeah,
damn, my weekends aren't the same now. Yeah. And as a fan, that's what you should want. You know, like there's obviously a lot of like behind the scenes considerations, and you probably don't want guys risking their life 52 times a year. And there's all those conversations, but purely a fan going for a ride in the morning, washing your bike, coming home, SMX is on, fucking happy days.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what you want as a fan. The NFL, you have Monday night football, you have Thursday night football, you have Saturday college football, you have Sunday NFL. So it's like that is the world of sport these days, you know?
Yeah, and I think you're 100% right. I think as we move forwards, it's working through putting rider first and ensuring that there's the right amount for the riders, that service the manufacturers, that services the promoters, that services the fans. And fans will just consume until they stop consuming, and it becomes quite white noise. So recognizing that probably at this moment in time, actually having this very diverse portfolio of opportunity across indoors, outdoors, hybrids, all sorts, is actually servicing the fans in the best of ways, but it's probably not doing the same for some of the other parts of the business. But all sports right now are trying to work out what is the right cadence.
Yeah.
What is the product, whether it's a shorter form, a longer form. You know, we'll continue to play with formats. We'll see it, you know, whether they go Triple Crown or whether they go traditional here in the US. How we're changing formats slightly next year. No one's quite worked out what is the bit that captures people for the longest and is the most exciting format of. How many times can you go?
And you're also milking riders, you know, and it's like it's one of the hardest sports in the world.
Of course.
And there's such a select few that are elite and capable of winning, and it's like you've just got these prized thoroughbreds that you need to make sure. And look what's happened in the AMA this year, you know, like it's just insanely dangerous and risky for even the best guys to do it. So like even that's just such a hard balance to find.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And then we've got to find the balance of health, rider first, fan first, manufacturer, promoter ecosystem, the theatres that be, you know, how do riders look at where do I want to be riding? You know, what are the theatres that I want to ride in around the world?
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.